Greetings, my friend. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives, whether we want to or not. And remember, my friend, these future events will affect you. The future is in your hands. So let us remember the past, honor the present, and be amused at the future.
Fortune teller, fortune teller, can you see what my future's going to be? Can you see it all in your crystal ball? Have you got a dream for me? Fortune teller, is she free? Has she waited just for me? You can see it all in your crystal ball. Tell me that it's meant to be. Tell me, tell me, tell me, will we meet on a busy corner? Will she know that I'm the one? Will I be like little Jack Horner? Get myself a sugar plum. Fortune teller, will she stay close beside me all the way? You have seen it all in your crystal ball. She's the only love for me. Fortune teller, is she free? Has she waited just for me? You can see it all in your crystal ball. Tell me that it's meant to be. Tell me, tell me, tell me, will we meet on a busy corner? Will she know that I'm the one? Will I be like little Jack Horner? Get myself a sugar plum. Fortune teller, will she stay close beside me all the way? You have seen it all in your crystal ball. Gotta find the dream you see. Whoa, whoa, she's the only love for me. She's the only love for me.
Roger, this doesn't look like the road. Honey, I think we're lost.
It has to be right, Sue. Justice of the peace back at Carterville said the lake was on the main highway. We haven't made any turns.
But, darling, it's getting dark. This road doesn't look well-traveled. I really think we made a wrong turn somewhere.
Mrs. Kent, your husband solemnly promises to deliver his bride of a few hours safely and surely to Honeymoon Lodge on Mirror Lake. Now, let's hear no more about it. Come on, move closer. Head on my shoulder. That's it.
Roger, you better watch the road.
Why? We haven't passed another car for an hour. Relax, Sue. It's a fine way to start a married life of bliss.
Look, there's a sign. Can you make it out?
Yeah. Randolph, 5 miles.
Are we supposed to go this way?
Sure. What'd I tell you? It's only 50 miles farther. Randolph is our halfway point.
But this country road, how can they call a lonely trail like this a highway?
You're just a sophisticated cityite. Now close your eyes and listen to the radio. We'll be there before you know it.
All right, darling. I guess I'm getting jumpy.
Head on my shoulder and not another word. Okay?
Okay.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Authorities of the state asylum have just issued the following warning. A dangerous homicidal maniac escaped custody this morning and is believed to be in the vicinity of Randolph.
Roger.
Listen.
He's 45 years of age, weighs 200 pounds, has thick gray hair, and answers to the name of Dr. Vardmore. We repeat, this man is a dangerous killer. Those in the vicinity of Randolph are urged to take extra precaution tonight. Since this killer is armed, the public is warned against walking alone or driving at night on the quiet roads near Randolph. Report all suspicious persons to the county sheriff's office. Now we return you to Stars of Music.
Roger, did you hear that?
Sure, but how does it concern us?
Darling, we are driving down a country road near Randolph. Suppose we should have car trouble or a flat tire.
Oh, you are getting jumpy.
Let's stop in Randolph for the night.
But, Sue, our reservations at Mirror Lake are for
Please,
tonight.
Roger. I have the strangest feeling. If we don't stop at Randolph, we'll never reach Mirror Lake.
Great idea, Sue.
What, darling?
Stopping here for the night? Now we can see the carnival.
It's all right while these people are here, I guess. But we'd better go back to the hotel before they leave.
Are you still afraid?
Well, kinda. Aren't you?
Come on. I'll show you a good time. You'll forget all about it.
Okay. What's that man doing over there?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you would kindly step closer,
I don't know. Let's
I
find
will
out.
demonstrate for you one of the great marvels of all time. As you see at my feet is a hole, an excavation 6 feet in depth, a grave, if you will. And beside me here is a casket. Now, friends, what do you think we are going to do? Now, friends, ladies and gentlemen, have no fear. Tonight, I, Professor Vincent, will select someone, one of you from the audience, be hypnotized and placed in this casket. Then I will bury him alive for 5 days.
If he's not buried that long, he ain't gonna wind up much alive.
Just a moment, please. 5 days at $100 a day. Now, what do you say? Who wants to make $500? There is absolutely no danger. A shaft will be sunk so that we can see your head. You'll get plenty of light and air. Food will be lowered to you. Nothing to it at all. Who'll be the first volunteer?
You about as popular as an undertaker, pal.
Come now, ladies and gentlemen. Under hypnosis, believe me, 5 days will seem like an hour. The easiest $500 you've ever made. Who will volunteer? How about you, my bumpkin comedian friend?
No, sirree. Last year I took sick with pneumonia. Thought sure I'd end up in one of them boxes.
Did you recover? It's hard to tell from looking at you. You, sir, what is your name?
Roger, he's pointing at you.
I don't think I'd be interested.
Who are you, sir?
Roger Kent.
Roger Kent. Does $500 interest you?
Well, sure, but,
Good. Good, you'll make a fine subject.
Now, wait a minute.
And, Roger, who is the young lady with you?
My wife, Sue.
Oh? And what do you say, Mrs. Kent?
Why, I think it's just a dreadful idea. No,
You better pick someone else, Professor.
Nonsense. Do you need the money?
we do need it. But not this way, Roger. It's awful.
$500 would pay off the car. We'd still have 10 days left for our honeymoon, Sue.
Well, how about it, friends?
Don't let him tempt you. I don't like that man.
It is a lot of money for only 5 days.
We can't wait all night. What do you say?
I don't know.
Say no, Roger.
Speak up. Yes or no?
I hate to turn it down.
You're not going to be buried in that terrible coffin. Tell him no.
Go ahead, pal. We got a first-class cemetery.
All right, everyone. Roger and Sue, time's up. Tell you what I'll do. Think it over. If you decide to go through with it, come back after a couple of hours when the carnival is closed for the night. I'll be waiting for you in my trailer.
Oh, Roger, he wants you. I'm afraid of that man.
Don't forget, I'll wait up for you until you decide one way or the other. Roger Kent will hold the grave open for you.
Roger, I'm afraid.
Listen, Sue, my mind's made up.
But suppose...
Face up to it. We need the money. That's the easiest $500 I ever heard of.
Darling, I know that.
Then what's the matter?
Well, in the first place, we shouldn't be out here in the dark with that madman loose. In the second place,
Professor Vincent seems too interested in me.
Oh, Roger, you read my mind. I'm just trying to protect you, honey. That man, I don't know. There's something wrong.
Admit it, Sue. You don't like the buried alive act. Isn't that it?
Yes, I guess so. It's horrible.
I thought so. Oh, this must be his trailer. Professor Vincent. Here it is.
Roger.
Yeah?
If he answers, there'll be no turning back. It'll be too late.
I know. No turning back.
Professor Vincent?
Come in, Roger and Sue. Come in.
Did you really think would come?
I was certain. You see, there is no other way. When I count 3, Roger, you will be asleep. Sound asleep on your feet. Then, Roger, you will be placed in the coffin and lowered into the grave for your 5-day rest. Now look deeply into my eyes. Deeply. Inhale and look deeply into my eyes. You're going to sleep, Roger. To sleep. You can no longer move your arms. They hang helpless at your side. Sleep, Roger. Close your eyes and sleep. 1, 2. Your eyes are closed. And now you are powerless to open them. You are 3. Asleep. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to place Roger Kent in the casket. Whom among you in the audience will help me?
I will, Professor.
All right, my friend, step right up here now. Here, help me raise the lid of this coffin.
Now, give me his feet and we'll put him in.
Careful. He's a big man. There. He's in.
Gosh, heavy as a rock. Just like a dead man.
Yes, now, close the lid. Close it. Now we're ready to lower into the grave. You see, the casket is supported over the open hole by 2 chains. If you'll flip that switch the same time I flip this one, Mr. Kent will be gently deposited in his grave.
This one?
Yes. There it goes.
Glory be. Just like a real funeral. Reminds me of the time we buried my grandpappy.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, the coffin will lie at the bottom of the grave. We will then place an air shaft down to Mr. Kent's head so that he will be able to breathe. And all of you will be able to see him at 25 cents apiece.
I don't know. I just don't know.
Thank you, friend. You've done your work now. Will you kindly leave? Thank you. You are witnessing the marvel of the age. A human being being buried alive. The casket has stopped. Will another volunteer from the audience help me position the air shaft?
How about me?
Fine. Step up here, friend, if you please.
You picked the right one this time, Governor.
So?
I used to work in a funeral parlor. Handled a stiff.
Yes, now, just pick up that end of the metal shaft, please. Easy does it. Now, down. over the round opening on the casket lid. Careful now. There. Thank you very much, my friend. Neat, very neat.
Okay, Governor. What next?
The shovel. The hole must be covered up.
Oh, sure.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. You have just seen demonstrated the marvel of the age. A man buried alive. Now, for the next 5 days, Roger Kent will lie there in a deep slumber, the end of which time we'll dig him up and pay him $500. In the meantime, my friends, you may step up here and view him down the shaft for the small sum of 25 cents, 1/4 to 1/4 part of a dollar. Ladies and gentlemen, who will be first among you?
No, sir.
What's that you say?
Dishonest, I say.
What's the matter with you?
Charging money to see him buried alive.
What?
I don't know. I helped you lift him in.
Leave the carnival, sir. Leave here immediately.
That man ain't buried alive. He's dead.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Kent. This is Professor Vincent. I got your message. First chance I've had to call you.
Oh, Professor, I'm so glad you did.
What's on your mind?
How is Roger?
I keep telling you he's all right. Now you must stop this nonsense.
Well, it's been 3 days since he was buried, and he just lies there so still. Oh, if I could only talk to him.
Mrs. Kent.
I called down to him, but he never moves or opens his eyes. And after all this time, I know something is wrong. Roger wouldn't let me worry like this. He'd at least look up and smile if he could.
How many times must I repeat he is hypnotized?
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
Oh, just a moment, Professor. The radio...
Sheriff's office has just confirmed the whereabouts of the homicidal maniac who escaped from the state asylum 3 days ago. This dangerous killer who calls himself Dr. Vardmore is now known to be in the immediate vicinity of Randolph. Everyone is cautioned against walking alone on the streets after dark. If you plan to attend the carnival, kindly do so with friends and leave the carnival in the company of others. Report all suspicious persons. We return you now to your regular program.
Did you hear that on the radio?
Yes, I did.
Oh, Professor, I'm terribly afraid. I don't want Roger alone down there with this madman loose. Please, Professor, dig Roger up tonight.
Mrs. Kent, we made a bargain, a business proposition. Kindly stay in your hotel room and rest. This is the 3rd day. The day after tomorrow, it will be all over for Roger and for you.
Pardon me, ma'am. Are you Mrs. Kent?
Why, yes. Who are you?
I'm the one who helped put your husband in the casket.
Well, why are you talking to me?
I don't know. Just to warn you, I guess. I think your husband's dead.
Oh, you horrible, horrible little man. Get away from me. I'll call the police.
That's you, Mrs. Kent.
Oh, Professor Vincent, I'm so glad to see you. That terrible little man.
Yes, I heard what he said. Now get hold of yourself and listen to me carefully. This is the 5th night. I want you to go to the hotel and wait until the carnival is over. Tonight is the last showing at Randolph. At 11:30, you take a taxi out here to the lot. I'll meet you. Roger will be ready along with the $500.
All right, Professor. Anything you say. Oh, thank God this is about to end.
Yes, my dear. It's all about to end.
Are you going out, Miss Kent?
Yes, clerk. And here's the key to my room.
Thank you. I don't think it's wise, though. I mean, you're going out alone. It's after 11 and mighty dark tonight.
The police haven't caught the killer yet?
No. Funny thing, too. Looks like he'll have to leave a fresh trail. You know, kill somebody so they'll have more to go on. Now, why don't you take someone with you?
Oh, I'll be all right. I'm meeting Professor Vincent at the carnival lot. This is the night they released my husband.
I see.
Do you know the professor?
Oh, yes, I do.
Well, he's the one who hypnotized Mr. Kent.
No. Professor Vincent didn't.
what?
Professor got sick 5 days ago.
Got sick? Well, then who was Professor Vincent at the carnival?
I don't know. Somebody who took his place, I guess.
Here you are, driver. Thank you. Professor Vincent! It's so dark. Where are you? That's strange. I'm sure the carnival was on this vacant lot, but now there's nothing. Just a few old papers blowing in the wind. Why did I let that cab leave? Not a light in sight. Those trees around the lot. What if the killer were hiding there? Oh, the place Roger was buried. It was in this direction. This way. Maybe I can find it. My grandmother thought when they dug him up and filled the hole. Must be right around here. Oh, where is it? What's this? A mount? Mount!
No. They can't do that. They went away and left you buried. Oh, Roger. I'll get you out, honey. Oh, my darling, I'll help you. I'll dig.
Something is watching me from those trees. I saw it move. I could get out of here. I'll be back, Roger. There's no night filling station 5 blocks away. Maybe I can make it there. Oh, it moved again. There is someone out there. Roger, is that you? No, it's coming after me. It's too big for Roger. I don't know what it is. It's gaining on me. I can't let it catch me. No! Help!
Mrs. Kent, calm yourself, please.
Who are you?
Don't you know? I'm Professor Vincent. I was waiting for you. Now, come with me to my trailer.
No, you're not Professor Vincent.
So, you guessed.
Who are you?
There's nothing to be alarmed about. You're in safe hands at last. I am Victor. Dr. Victor Vardmore.
I've been asleep, I guess. Legs feel cramped. Mind's foggy. Can't remember what happened. Sue, where are you? Dark. Pitch black. Must be night. Quiet. Not a sound. I could only remember. Think back. Smells damp, like fresh earth. Where am I? Gotta get up and stretch my leg. No room to... Wait a minute. There was this carnival. Professor Vincent. Oh, it's beginning to come back now. I was hypnotized and put in a casket. Buried for 5 days, yeah. Yeah, it's clear now. The time's up. Yeah. They're going to dig me up now. Boy. The deep hypnotic spell that little boy put me in. I'm glad it's over. Okay, Professor. You can bring me up now. I guess he stepped away from the shaft. Shaft? Where's the shaft? What? It's supposed to be over my head here so I can see up. Here, can't see a thing. Cloth-lined coffin lid where shaft should be. What's going on here? I'd like to get out, Professor. Is it possible they went away and left me buried alive? Oh,
Professor! Sue! Help! I'm buried alive! Good Lord. Help! Gotta get out. Help me, somebody! Don't leave me down here to die! Help! Push harder! More! No use. More buds. Help! I'm gonna die. You left me here to die. Can't call for help. Nobody'd hear me. Carnival left. There's nothing up there but vacant lot, edge of town. If somebody came back, how could he tell I was down here buried? Oh, God, don't let this happen to me, please. Help me, save me, God. Don't let this. I don't want to die. Roger. I'm doing things.
This is Professor Vincent. Now listen carefully.
Where are you? Get me out of here.
Don't fret. Your oxygen supply won't last much longer.
Oxygen?
You're buried alive, Roger. And I'm not coming back for you.
Not going back.
I'm leaving you buried there.
Oh, Professor, I'll kill you.
Oh, Roger, tell me how.
I'll kill.
Don't excite yourself any further, or the oxygen pellet won't sustain your lungs. You are hearing my voice in a small, shortwave receiver and transmitter near your head. I am talking to you from my trailer about a block from you.
Sue is with me, Roger. I want you to listen very, very carefully.
Sue, there?
Go ahead, Sue. Tell him.
Oh, Roger, are you all right?
Yes. What's he doing with you?
Please do as he says, darling. He's not the real professor. He's that escaped madman from the asylum, Dr. Vardmore.
He's crazy, Sue.
Please, darling, we have no choice.
Please, quick.
Listen to me. One move like that, and I will kill you both. I've gone to a lot of trouble to set up my final demonstration.
What are you going to do?
I am going to try personality transference. We have the required situation. A man buried alive in mortal fear of death. And the woman he loves who will do anything to save him.
If we do, as you say, what then?
I will release the two of you.
And if we don't?
You have just enough oxygen for just a few more minutes.
I see.
Hurry, Dr. Vardmore. Get it over with.
Now, Roger, I want you to think about Sue. Sue, you about Roger. Each imagine he is the other. Roger, you are standing beside me in the trailer. Sue, you are lying down there in the casket.
No!
Cooperate and I will free you. It's your only way out of that grave.
If it works, you mean I'll be in Sue?
Yes, and she in yours.
Do it, darling. It's our only chance.
He's not Sue.
That's enough. One more refusal, and I'll turn off the shortwave transmitter and leave you in your dark world forever. Now, Roger, imagine you are Sue standing here. Sue, you concentrate on being Roger in the casket. Think. Put everything else out of your minds. I have it. Repeat something you both know. Say the 23rd Psalm. Here we go now. Start with me. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters.
He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in paths of righteousness. For his name's sake, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for thou art with me.
Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table.
Roger! Sue! Help me! Don't leave me down here! The oxygen, it's going! Save me! Quickly! Dig me up! I'm dying! No air! Don't...
So sorry. What do you mean? Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, that's a funny-looking deck, man. How do you play poker with these?
They're tarot cards. You are familiar with the tarot?
I wouldn't say that, but I've seen the cards before.
Dr. Schreck, Doctor of Metaphysics?
The science which investigates the first principles of nature and thought.
And nonsense.
Schreck is a German word, isn't it? Means fright, fear, something like that.
The more exact translation would be terror. An unfortunate misnomer, for I am the mildest of men. However, I sometimes foretell things that are frightening.
With these?
They are the key, yes. Key? The key to what? Ancient wisdom. The tarot deck is a picture book of life, an answer to the deepest questions of philosophy and history, and sometimes a means of prediction.
Like fortune-telling?
Of a kind.
What kind?
There is within each of us a twin destiny, the natural and the supernatural. The cards are attracted to the supernatural part of that destiny as one pole of a magnet attracts an opposite pole.
Supernatural part?
The strange, the weird, the unknown, the terrifying, the mysterious. At one time or another during our lives, we may, any one of us, encounter it. This deck can forewarn us. I call it my house of horrors.
How does it work?
The person whose fortune is to be told touches the cards 3 times. Then they are shuffled and dealt. The first 4 cards predict his destiny. The 5th gives him the knowledge to change it, if change is possible.
Really? Do we have to suffer all this nonsense?
There's no harm in it.
Astrologers, spiritualists, table rappers, the entire lunatic fringe. They've been exposed for the charlatans they are over and over again.
I don't know. A gypsy once told me that I was going to get an unexpected gift. And that very day, I walked under a pigeon.
The tarot deck is a serious matter. The cards predict the truth, the supernatural truth. Always.
I'll tell you what it means. Absolutely nothing.
What makes you so sure?
Foretelling the future with a pack of cards. Complete rubbish.
Then why are you afraid to try them?
Afraid? To participate in your ridiculous parlor game? Very well. Very well. Shuffle your cards. Foretell my destiny. Remarkable. Really remarkable. Well, I don't think there's very much more that we can say about that particular atrocity. Yes. Yes, atrocity is right. Now, what have we here? Yes, indeed. A work of notable incompetence, even from Mr. Eric Landor.
You don't like my work, Mr. Marsh?
Ah, the great man himself.
One wonders why you come to my exhibitions so regularly if my work displeases you.
Duty, my dear sir, duty. My paper pays me to attend these exhibitions, so attend them I must. Whether the artist in question is a genius or a charlatan.
And you consider yourself competent to judge?
I don't feel my reputation as a critic has ever been called in doubt.
In that case, I wonder why you never give me advice on how to improve my work.
My dear sir, the only advice that I could possibly offer you would be give up.
A harsh thing to say to a man who's been painting all his life, with some measure of success.
Success? If we are discussing money, pray let us not delay you any longer. I was under the impression we were discussing art. Take this masterpiece, for example. Just what is it supposed to say? It is merely a series of splodges of paint applied without any creativity whatsoever. What is it supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing specific. The viewer is supposed to react to it, to create his own meaning out of his own experience. So everyone will see something quite different in it.
In other words, it means absolutely nothing.
To those who can't see.
But I can see, Mr. Landor. I can see very well when there's something worth seeing. I live by my vision, Mr. Landor.
Mr. Marsh, we have a canvas in from a young artist we're thinking of exhibiting shortly. I wonder if you'd mind telling us what you think of his work.
Well, it's highly irregular.
Oh, please.
Well, very well. Just this once. Thank you. Ah, now, this is quite a different matter. Quite a different matter indeed. Clearly the work of a creative artist of considerable promise. Notice the wide sweep of color, the balance, the brushwork, together with a certain denial of the accepted standards, the mock critical humor of the entire composition. You could learn a great deal about painting from this artist, Mr. Landor.
Then I should very much like to meet him. Would that be possible?
He's here now, as a matter of fact.
Indeed.
My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, we have as our guest of honor tonight the eminent author and art critic, Mr. Franklin Marsh.
My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, I am extremely honored to have been asked to address this fine organization which has done so much to foster an interest in the arts. The world of art today, the world of art today The day of the action painter is over. Soon art will regain its sanity and return to the fundamental representational principles of...
You were saying, Mr. Marsh.
I must crave your indulgence. I have a pressing appointment.
Oh, he's so fascinating on this subject.
found out who the patient is yet, nurse?
Yes, Eric Lander, the artist.
Artist? Not anymore.
The European Space Research Organization plans to ask the United States for permission to set up a satellite tracking station in Alaska. In London, the well-known artist Eric Landor was the victim of a hit-and-run driver. Mr. Landor was taken to St. Michael's Hospital. He has not yet regained consciousness.
Frank? Oh, what's the matter? Why so gentle?
Words don't seem to be coming very easily today.
Well, what you need is a drink.
What? No, thank you very much. I've got to get home.
Come on, just a quick one.
Oh, thank you very much, George. I really must get on with this.
All right.
Who is it? Who is it?
Well, wherever you've been for the past few days, it certainly improved your temper.
Well, don't tell me he actually liked a painting for once.
Well, I had a slight problem, but everything's all right now.
Oh, well, that calls for a celebration. What are you going to have?
No. Drinks are on me. Miss, please.
The same again, Lily, please.
I heard you calling around, Frank. You know, that's too good to miss.
Yes, please have anything you want. Anything at all.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Is he hurt bad?
He'll live.
Yeah. But he'll be blind for the rest of his life, poor guy. Still, there's lots of things a blind man can do.
I took my troubles down to Madame Ruth. You know that gypsy with the gold cap tooth. She's got a pad on 34th and Vine, selling little bottles of love potion number 9. I told her that I was a flop with chicks. I've been this way since 1956. She looked at my palm and she made a magic sign. She said, what you need is love potion number 9. She bent down and turned around and gave me a wink. She said, I'm gonna mix it up right here in the sink. It smelled like turpentine and looked like India ink. I held my nose, I closed my eyes.
I took a drink.
I didn't know it was a day or night. I started kissing everything in sight. But when I kissed the cop at 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. Close my eyes.
I took a drink.
I didn't know it was a day or night. I started kissing everything in sight. But when I kissed the cop at 34th and Vine, he broke my little bottle of love potion number 9. Love potion number 9. Love potion number 9.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Janet.
Explain yourself.
Explain what?
Brooding on the balcony. Just isn't being done this season.
I wasn't brooding.
Lying to one's sisters out this season, too.
Strangest thing happened. I thought I heard a man's voice out over the ocean, calling my name.
Next time he calls, ask him if he has a friend for me.
I'm serious.
How can you be serious? It was the wind, or those foghorns.
Perhaps. But it sounded like Paul.
It's been 2 years now, Christine.
I know. But for a moment, out over the ocean, I felt very close to him again. He used to love the ocean, you know, especially at night. He'd go racing down to the beach for a swim, no matter how late it was. And usually I'd be fool enough to go with him.
If any husband of mine ever chased me into the ocean in the middle of the night, I'd shoot him.
He did a lot of crazy things, some of them bad. But I don't think I could ever love another man the way I loved Paul.
Chris, you've got to stop talking like this. You're getting morbid.
Oh, it's not as bad as all that, Brat.
It is bad. Look at this dress. You can't wear black when you're going out on a date. Looks as if you were still, well...
In mourning?
Well, yes.
I just happen to like black, that's all.
I know, but just for tonight, it isn't exactly appropriate. And Chris, don't wear your wedding ring tonight either.
Why not?
It might make it awkward for Martin.
Oh, is Martin going to propose again tonight?
Well, he might. And he can't very well put an engagement ring on your finger if that's already there.
By the way, what kind of a ring has Martin bought for me?
An enormous diamond with... Oh, Chris, you will say yes tonight, won't you?
I suppose I'd better. Otherwise, he might sue you for breach of promise.
Oh, darling, I'm so excited. And I've got just the right dress all picked out for you. Will you wear it?
Anything you say. And bring out my new ermine, will you?
You know, Chris, I think your cloak with the sequins might look better on you tonight.
I take it you have a date for tonight, too.
As a matter of fact, I have.
All right. I'll wear the sequins, you wear the ermine.
Well, if you insist. Thanks. I like your hair like that. But you could do with a little more lipstick.
And you could do with a little less.
Do you suppose it's Martin?
You know, Martin would never honk a horn at a lady. It's probably your young man. By the way, which young man is it tonight?
It's... You know, I've forgotten.
Have a good time and come home early.
Well, I can't do both.
Then you come home early.
You come home engaged.
Mrs. Faber's residence? Yes, sir. Mrs. Faber. It's Mr. Abbott, ma'am. Thank you, Emily. I'll take it here. Hello, Martin. Don't tell me you're standing me up.
No, it's just that some idiotic client came into the office at the last minute, and Well, no, I know it's not serious, but I particularly didn't want to have anything interfere with tonight. Well, no, you see, I wanted to show you that I'm not always the lawyer with his mind on cases and affidavits. No, I'm really the romantic type with my mind on you. Yeah, I thought it was a nice speech. I dreamed it up this afternoon in felony court.
It doesn't matter if we're a little late, Martin. The first act's no good anyway. I'll walk over along the beach to your house, then you won't have to waste the time driving over here.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
But I want to walk over, Martin. I'll enjoy it. Oh, of course it's safe. Now stop talking like an old maid. Goodbye. It is dark down there, ma'am. And you, Emily, stop talking like Martin Abbott. Lock the patio door after me, will you? Good night.
decision tonight that angered him. And now you're fighting to sustain it. Well, you have all my hopes fighting with you, madame. I felt you were married. I saw your husband dead and you moving toward a new marriage. And I see I was wrong. Sometimes I am. Good night and goodbye.
Wait. You weren't mistaken. My husband died 2 years ago.
I felt I could not be wrong. I saw him dead and his car in flames. Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't understand how you know all this. I suppose people do talk. Do you live around here?
No, I wish I did live on the ocean. Here is my name and where I live.
Alexis. Psychic consultant. Oh.
I see you place me in the same category with fortune tellers, snake charmers, and magicians. Oh, well, many people do.
But you must know who I am. How else would you know all these things?
Perhaps because we are very much alike. You and I. Free spirits, both of us. Like my friend here. We like the night, the mist of the ocean. The wind whispers to us and the sand feels cool under our feet. We're not like, oh, I have his name now, like Martin.
There's nothing wrong with Martin.
Of course not. If only he would understand how little he understands.
Well, Martin is very logical.
Yes, that's why you should marry him. Oh, even free spirits have to come in out of the night sometimes and put on their shoes, pay their bills, go to the dentist, and of course family dinners on Sunday. You really shouldn't be so irritated by his little mannerisms, like when he clears his throat, announcing that he's going to kiss you any minute, or when he counts off all his plans on the tips of his fingers.
How could...
How? I can't tell you how I know these things. But it hardly matters, does it? Since we're not going to meet again.
Christine? Chris!
Oh, over here, Martin.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, you certainly had me scared. What kept you so long?
Well, I was talking to this man. Well, he was here. Could I have imagined him? He was fantastic enough.
Well, let's get going.
Oh, I've torn my dress. Martin, I'll have to go back to the house.
All right. We'll go to your house first. Skip the theater, directly to the Blue Angel. What's the matter?
Nothing. It's just that it's so late and I'm a little upset. Could we make it some other night?
Of course.
You sure you understand?
When it concerns you, Christine, there's nothing I don't understand. Here, you better take this off my hands or I'll have to wear it to the office tomorrow.
Fix yourself a drink. I've got to change this torn dress.
Right.
Martin, how flattering.
I should have thought of this in the first place. This is much better than any nightclub.
Yes, and just think, no head waiter, no smoke, no people.
And at the end of the evening, no check.
Oh, Martin, you think in such practical terms.
I'm a very practical man. For instance, I just said that to make you pout. Better to do this.
I've been trapped.
Right. Now, if you'll just step over here to the sofa by the fire.
Another trap?
Definitely. thing. What's the matter?
That music.
It's just a phonograph.
But we don't have that record.
Of course you do. It was right on top of the cabinet.
That's strange.
What's the matter, Chris?
I'm sorry, but that was Paul's favorite prelude. I've heard him play it 100 times right here in this room. Turn it off, will you?
No, I won't. Look, darling, Paul's been gone too long for you to act like this.
I know.
Chris, I'm not saying this for my sake, but your whole life's ahead of you. You can't waste it probing into the past. If I can't make you forget Paul, well, find someone else who can.
You're right, Martin. I'm sorry I acted like a child. Would you get me a drink?
Right here, ready for you.
So you think I should go find somebody new?
Only if it's absolutely necessary.
But I've been so out of touch with people lately, especially men.
What do you expect me to do, bring some around?
Well, that would be very nice of you. Only you know how hard it is for me to meet new people.
Well, I can see I'll just have to propose to you.
Oh, Martin, I talked you into it.
And you sure did. And very fortunately for you, I just happened to have an engagement ring on me.
Martin, it's lovely.
darling.
Janet.
What happened?
I don't know. The music. Paul.
Let me help you up. Ooh. Look, darling, you must have had a nightmare. It's all right now. It's over, you're awake, and I'm here.
Janet, it wasn't a dream. The windows blew open.
What's so unusual about a window blowing open?
My engagement ring was gone. The flowers were all with it.
Chris, look.
But the picture. Paul's picture.
You see? Just a bad dream.
I was awake. My wedding gown there in the closet. It came toward me. I swear it did.
It's just your bathrobe. You probably pulled the door open like this, and it flung out like that.
And my wedding dress isn't there?
How could it be, Chris? It's been locked in the trunk room for years.
It wasn't a nightmare, I tell you. I saw those things. I think it was Paul, and he doesn't want me to marry.
I've got some feeling that it's not loyal to Paul if you marry again. It's on your conscience, and it makes you dream. Why don't you talk it over with an analyst?
He wouldn't understand. He'd think I was losing my mind. Nobody would understand. Except perhaps Alexis.
Alexis?
Just somebody I once met.
Come on. Get to bed. It's after 3. You haven't got time for any more dreams tonight.
Janet, while you're up, would you get me a glass of water? Thanks. Janet.
I thought I was supposed to be the baby in the family. Here, give me that water. Move over. Baby. Night, Chris.
Night.
Childish, isn't it?
I think the ocean and the fog were more effective.
I agree. But in my work, I deal with many different kinds of minds. Generally speaking, I think you could say that 3 types of people come here to see me. The first, a fairly large group, come here to scoff. And sometimes a few of them remain to pray. The second have childlike, credulous minds. They long to believe. They're tired and sad and need comfort. And all this helps them. It creates an atmosphere, you see, a mood like music. And in it they find a few brief moments of comfort which helps them to continue with their gray little lives. And so I do not think it is so childish after all, do you?
And the third group?
The third group is those of us who honestly explore the secrets of the outer world. I feel that you have come here today to join that group.
Well, I did want to talk to you about something.
I know. He was close to you last night. And he's close to you now. But wait. Maybe I should repel him, not bring him closer.
Why?
His presence is so strong, it might be dangerous.
How could Paul's presence possibly be dangerous to me?
To your plans. You want to get married and lead what is termed a normal life?
But if Paul is trying to reach me, then I want to help him.
Have you thought what people will think? What Martin will think?
I'm not afraid to think as I choose.
Then, Christine, if you have the courage and the will to explore, I will help you. Now relax. Let your mind be free and receptive. Janet, you do have a tendency to dramatize, and...
Stop treating me like a child. I tell you, she's been going to see him for weeks, and... Now do you believe me? She's been reading psychic books, too. And talking about Paul as if he were still alive. It gives me the creeps.
Let's go.
Now what are we gonna do?
We're gonna get a detective, see what he can find out about this spook chaser.
For 20 years, I've been operating among these phony mediums as a private detective. And I've yet to find one concrete bit of evidence of communication with the dead.
But my sister's absolutely convinced. He's told her things he couldn't know, unless he were psychic.
He's probably gone to a lot of trouble to investigate her past. They're thorough and clever.
What I can't understand is Christine falling for such drivel.
You'd be amazed at the people who do.
No, thanks.
Well, there's a millionaire right in this town. Wouldn't buy a bag of popcorn without consulting his medium. What's this one's name?
Alexis.
It's a new one on me. Then they change their names often enough. How about a description?
There's a picture of him in this pamphlet he wrote.
This? I used to be a magician. That's how I got into this racket. I know all their tricks. Alexis. I was called to Chicago on a case once. A young man named Maru swindled a society lady out of a whole hatful of money.
That's Alexis. He certainly used to look corny.
That's Alexis. We can report him to the police.
What charge? He served his stretch, and that's that.
But at least Christine will be through with him. I mean, if we can prove he's a crook.
How can we identify him?
Well, I could go out there and try to get his fingerprints. But I think the only times these fakes are really psychic is when there's a detective around.
They look in their crystals and see you coming.
Maybe we could send somebody you wouldn't know.
Oh, no, I think that...
Your name, please?
Harper. Mrs. Charles Harper.
Not Mrs. Charles G. Harper.
Yeah. I mean, no.
Now concentrate, and soon your thoughts will merge with mine. Perhaps both hands would be better. Yes, yes. So much better. I can feel your vibrations much more clearly now. Oh, but your pulse is racing. Are you excited? Nervous?
No.
Oh, but of course, this problem is troubling you. The question you wrote comes to me, but faintly, almost as though it were false. Oh, but another question comes through with all the power and strength of love and truth. You are concerned about someone you love, a woman, your sister. Is it your sister?
Yes.
Older than you, but still you have a maternal, protective feeling about her. In many ways, you are more mature than she.
Golly, I'm glad somebody finally realized that.
Of course, you didn't always feel that way. Once you were jealous of her. You envied her popularity and her pretty clothes, and you used to try them on when she went out. And this suited you because there is an air of maturity and sophistication about you. In many ways, especially intellectually, you are much older than the many young men who admire you.
You know, I'd noticed that.
Does this feel uncomfortable to you?
I think I'll have a cigarette.
Mrs. Harper? Mrs. Harper? May I? What an attractive case.
Did you know why I wanted them?
No. Nor do I need to. It is enough for me to know that you wanted them.
Alexis, I hope that nothing you've done to help my sister will get you into trouble with the police. I mean, if they should investigate you or your past life, would they find anything that would make trouble for you?
Well, there are many things in my life of which I'm ashamed. But, and this may sound strange, the memory that I cherish is a term in prison. Oh, there are many brave men who were imprisoned in their fight for science and truth, and I'm proud to be one of them. I think you may be able to understand this. But anyway, do with this as you think best. I trust you.
Hey, Janet,
Oh, hello, Martin.
did you get the fingerprints?
Yes.
Good.
I erased them. Oh, Martin, he isn't at all the kind of a man we thought he was.
Thank you. Oh, hello, dear. Did you get the day off?
What time to? Yeah, Mrs. Faber. No, Mrs. Faber. I'm getting sick of it.
And how is our client?
She's hooked good.
Good, she is. And does she feel that her beloved husband is close to her?
Surprised she hasn't asked me to lay an extra place at the dinner table. Here's a photograph of her parents. It was in the trunk where I found the wedding dress.
Oh, that would be very useful.
When are you going to put the bite on it?
Oh, Vivian, you put things so crudely. I imagine that very soon Mrs. Faber is going to press money on me to continue my psychic research.
Good. I'm getting sick of this Swedish accent. I need a new role.
Oh, I have a new assignment for you. Straight from the obituary column. A lonely millionaire who... I have no more appointments today. Here. Help me get these things out of the way.
What do you pay for those chunks of glass these days?
$3 a piece. It used to be $1.95. You know, somebody ought to do something about this high cost of living.
You should complain. You're selling them for $25 to your psychic students.
I used to. But who am I to fight inflation? I'm charging $50 now. Expensive car. Expensive clothes. I would say no brains and lots of money. So long as you're here, Vivian, you might as well check the car for me. There might be some papers or something in the glove compartment.
Okay.
I'll use a turban in case you find out something.
This is such a pleasure. I mean, I've heard...
I'd rather not tonight, Martin, really. I'm much too tired. Well, let's decide about Friday later. Call me tomorrow. Good night. Will that be all, Mrs. Faber?
That's all, Emily. Thanks. Chris, let you and I spend the evening together. If you're tired, we could go to a movie.
Well, actually, I'm busy tonight, Janet. I have an appointment.
Chris, don't see Alexis tonight. Don't see him ever again.
Janet, I thought we agreed not to discuss this.
I'm not attacking Alexis, honest. I think he'd be very good for certain people.
But not for me?
Well, you see, when some people meet a fascinating personality, they're swept right off their feet.
Like me?
Yes. But other people can be more objective, like me. It's true, Chris. In many ways, I'm more mature than you are.
Janet, I have lived through most of your growing pains, and oftentimes you've been insufferable, but tonight,
You see, you can't be objective. You're getting sore just because I'm trying to give you some good advice.
Give me advice, Janet, please.
It is good advice. Alexis agrees with me.
Alexis agrees with you?
You see, I've talked to him a few times about your problem. I went to his house.
How did you find him?
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. You know, he has one of the most vibrant personalities.
And you came to this conclusion while discussing my problem?
Well, we talked a little about me, too.
Janet, good night. I'll leave you alone with your objectivity.
I feel a disturbance. If we are to reach the outer world tonight, we must leave behind us all thoughts that are hostile and on a low emotional level. Now, Janet, this is your first seance. There must be some skepticism in your mind.
Oh, no.
Perhaps only in your subconscious mind, but nevertheless we shall proceed under test conditions. If you will be good enough to hold this key for me. And Christine, will you tie my wrists together securely?
Oh, there's no need to do that, Alexis. I have every faith in you.
Oh, but I insist, for my own sake.
Here, Chris, you take the key. I'll tie his wrist.
All right, Janet. Start with the right one. Tie one knot in the center. Tightly. That's good. Now tie my hands behind my back. Very tightly. Thank you. Now lock the cabinet so that you know that I cannot possibly move from this chair. Now, Christine, will you switch off the light? The switch is right in behind you. The room must be completely dark. Sit down on a table. And clasp your hands together tightly with a key between your palms. If you see anything at all, do not move around or cry out.
Remember him very well, isn't that?
Yes, Janet. That's Dad. Do you feel it, Janet? The chill?
sure like to know what's going on in there. If he's staging a seance, it'd be a good opportunity to prove he's a phony.
Let's sneak around back. There may be a window we can look through.
Or climb through.
Martin, what are you doing?
Showing you what a phony this man is. Where's the key?
If you think he's still in here...
What is it? He's quick on his feet, I'll say that for him.
How could he get out when I locked him in?
He could show you if he wanted to. You tie a knot like this. And then?
Martin, this is dreadful.
Yes, it is. I'm afraid I must insist you don't come here again.
Insist? By what right do you insist?
Well, we're engaged.
Well, even if we were married, I'd think as I pleased. And I won't close my mind to truth just because you don't happen to understand them.
Truth, poppycock. Be logical, Chris. Be logical.
Pardon me, Mr. Abbott. Do you think you could possibly defer your discussion long enough to untie this rope?
Oh, I'm sorry, Alexis. I'll do it.
I happen to understand more about these things than you do. Do you realize that man has a criminal record?
Alexis told us he was once in prison, if that's what you mean.
Sometimes a prison record is something to be proud of.
I'm terribly sorry about this interruption, Alexis. I saw him. I saw Paul.
We will bring him back.
Even if you could bring him back, she'd be better off if he stayed where he is, dead. She never meant anything to him but money.
Martin.
He'd been married and divorced before, each time with cash settlements. If he'd lived, he'd have made you miserable and ended up where he belongs, in jail.
I never thought you'd attack a dead man with lies he can't answer.
Yes, it's in the records. When Martin disappeared, did you or did you not ask me to investigate?
Yes.
Well, in the course of my snooping, I found a second Mrs. Faber, divorced in Las Vegas just 6 months before he married you. I think he went over there to see her. I never could find her, though, and Paul was dead, so...
Seems very strange that if it were true, you didn't find it necessary to tell Mrs. Faber.
Yes, I suppose it is strange. And very silly to try and protect the girl you love. She only runs as fast as she can to another phony like you. Come on, Hoffman, let's get out of here.
Going so soon? I'd hope we might stay around a while.
You should stay. You'd soon learn what amazing powers Alexis has.
I'm always willing to learn. Perhaps you'd like to resume the seance.
Yes. Under real test conditions.
And have you report me for conducting a seance? I should say not.
He probably could report you now. But if you'll sit down here at this table, and while we all hold hands like real good friends, if you can make any of your spirits walk or talk, I think Mr. Hoffman will let it ride this time.
It's ridiculous.
Show them, Alexis.
Yes, Alexis. Do.
I'm afraid under such hostile circumstances, any contact with the spirit world would be practically impossible.
Yeah. I've heard that patter routine before. I know it's easier when you can run around the room in the dark.
He doesn't run around in the dark. Go on, Alexis. Let them see for themselves what you can do.
Okay, let's go.
You know, you really ought to have on the premises for tight spots like this.
We checked, you see, to make sure you hadn't.
Shh, if you talk so loud.
You mean we'll frighten the ghosts?
Christine.
You see,
Christine.
it's Paul. It's his voice.
I didn't mean to frighten you ever. But I had to get through to you somehow. I've always loved you. You know that.
Yes, Paul.
And if you could only believe, we could be together for always.
Wasn't anybody out there.
20 years, never anything like this.
If everybody will excuse me, this has been a terrible strain.
Come on, Chris. I'll take you home.
What are you so startled about? You're used to raising the dead, aren't you? Although I guess with me it was a little easier, because I'm only legally dead. You know, I've been watching you ever since my widow started coming to you, Alexis. I find your methods quite amusing. Excellent. How do you get out of that rope thing?
Manipulation. But how did
the
you...
cabinet? Just push a button and the idiots reach for their checkbooks.
It isn't quite as simple as all that. There's a lot of psychology involved and research.
Sounds dangerously like work. However, your bag of tricks can be useful to us in our present plans.
We, have plans?
I didn't help you out tonight just for the fun of it, my friend. I can use you. You see, I need money. A lot of it.
I don't understand. If you went back to Christine, you could have anything you want.
You don't seem to have a very analytical mind.
No, but Christine still loves you. She... Oh. You mean if you weren't dead, the police might want to know who it was they found burnt to death in your car,
Exactly.
Have I been using the wrong piece of music?
What? Oh, no. You have the right one for Christine. I used this one for my first wife.
Was it her ashes they found in the car?
It was me they found in the car. Don't forget it. Perhaps I should point out that I'm in a very curious position. Since I'm believed dead, I could even kill a man. Nobody'd think of looking for me. You're in a curious position too, Alexis. You can't tell anybody I'm alive without exposing yourself.
That's right, I can't. It is a very curious position.
And a profitable one. I don't think it's too premature to congratulate you upon an extremely advantageous marriage.
Marriage?
Well, come, my friend. You must be prepared to make some small sacrifices.
You don't expect me to marry Christine?
No, the little one, Janet. She's still young enough to be dazzled by you. From then on, getting that estate will be like taking candy away from a baby.
I don't think Christine would allow it.
I'll take care of Christine. I'm a little rusty on this one. I'll have to practice. Have this piano tuned, will you?
ma'am, not for you. Not after the nights you've been having. That's for you.
Hot milk?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd rather have the coffee.
I'll see that she drinks it, Emily.
All right, I'll take it, but it won't do any good.
You should really try and get more sleep, Christine.
But I just can't. I'm never alone anymore. I keep hearing his voice now and seeing his face. It should comfort me, I suppose, but it's been frightening.
Drink your milk while it's hot. It'll help.
Alexis, do you suppose we've made a mistake? That first day when I came to your house, you said it might be better to repel Paul's spirit instead of bringing it closer. Perhaps you were right.
Perhaps I was right.
Then would it be better to try to break the contact now and not go...
It's too late. At this stage, I could never break the contact. We'll have to finish what we started.
If it would only bring me rest. Well, let's begin the seance now.
I think that before we start, you should relax. And I should be more familiar with the surroundings. It is very difficult for me in a strange house. Perhaps if I walked around the outside for a while...
I'll show you. We can even go to the ocean.
Go ahead, Janet. I'm feeling rather tired.
Along spirit lines.
You do?
Yes, I've been reading and studying. I think maybe I'm mediumistic.
Oh.
You know that seance we had at your house when Paul appeared?
Yeah.
Was that Paul's first visitation? Alexis.
Oh, yes, it was.
You see, maybe it's because I was there, all tuned in and sensitive. Well, it could be. Did you ever see a better spirit manifestation?
No, darling. That was an all-time record.
Are you thinking about my sister?
Yeah.
She's very attractive, isn't she? Most men admire Chris.
But Christine will always belong to Paul.
I suppose that's true. I wish you wouldn't be so unhappy. Do you suppose they'll be joined together someday in celestial companionship through all eternity, like it says in the books?
Yes, I'm sure they will.
Alexis, do you think I'd make a good celestial companion?
Darling, I think you'd be wonderful.
And we'd love each other through all eternity?
Oh, even longer.
Alexis, why don't we start right here on the earth plane?
I've come for you, dear. Hurry, Chris.
Paul, wait. I'm frightened.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
Paul, I'm afraid.
Race you to the beach.
Last one in's a coward.
Alexis, she's not badly hurt. She's all right.
I think she's all right.
What are you doing here?
Well, at the moment I'm opening the door, but not very wide. You're not exactly welcome here.
Where's Emily?
It's Thursday, Mr. Abbott. Her day off.
Where's Frida?
Frida left yesterday. She said she thought the house was haunted.
I can see what she means. I want to talk to Mrs. Faber.
I don't think she wants to talk to you.
Janet. Where's Chris?
She's in bed.
She's making herself ill with this morbid nonsense.
Oh, it isn't that. Chris had a fall last night on the cliff. She might have killed herself if Alexis hadn't caught her.
What was she doing on the cliff?
Well, she thought she heard Paul calling.
Janet.
We'll always be together, Chris. Together, always.
Yes, Paul.
You'll always be mine, Chris. Chris, I'm waiting.
Hello, Paul.
We'll be together, Chris. Together, always.
What'd the doctor say?
Chris wouldn't have a doctor.
You've got to be logical about this.
But she's not badly hurt. She's just bruised and shaken.
In the first place, she's in a state of hysteria. In the second place, she shouldn't be in this house. Everything in it reminds her of Paul. And finally, she shouldn't be left alone for 1 second. There's no telling what she might do.
But I'm with her all the time. I haven't left her. Chris!
Martin.
Chris, are you all right?
Yes, of course.
What's in that bottle?
It's just aspirin. I've got a headache.
Chris, it's dangerous for you to stay here. You need rest and care, perhaps in a hospital.
You're trying to separate us. I won't go to a hospital. I won't leave this house.
Only until you're better.
No. You're trying to drive him away again. Now get out. Get out.
I'll leave before I upset her anymore.
I'll see you at the door, Martin.
They've left the room.
Then you can resume the treatment?
If you hadn't tried to play the hero last night, all this wouldn't be necessary.
I had to save Janet, didn't I?
You're not falling in love with her, are you?
Look, if I'm going to marry into this estate, there's got to be somebody for me to marry.
Just by way of making conversation, that wife of mine in Las Vegas, the one who tried to back out on me and wanted her cash settlement back, I settled with her, but not for cash. Now, if you should back out on me, I wouldn't hesitate to settle with you either, Alexis,
I know,
because...
because you're in such a curious position.
Paul. Paul. Paul, you're back.
How long, Chris? How long must I wait?
Out of here.
Why didn't you tell me you wanted money that badly? I'd have given it to you just to get rid. Paul!
Yes, I'm alive. Legally, I'm dead, and I'm going to stay that way. But if you're alive, I won't be able to. It's too bad you came down here, Janet.
Janet, run!
Martin, this is... Martin!
Operator.
Chris, wake up! Can't explain. Quick, we'll take the back stairs.
Paul. My profession is raising the dead. You're losing quite a bit of blood, aren't you, Alexis?
Spirits don't need any blood.
Do you think bullets can harm us ghosts? Those were your last 2 shots.
The police are here, my friend. Your gun is empty. But at least you have been privileged to witness my best performance.
You made one little mistake. I started with 7 shells. I have 1 in the chamber.
Alexis, you were wonderful.
Yes. I guess there must be a better side to my nature. But now you must forget me.
No, never.
I don't need a crystal to see that your future is bright, Janet. Don't you go clinging to the past. I lived by feeding people's desire to escape the present. But you can't escape for long.
Alexis, I'm afraid for you.
I'll be all right. I'll find some spirits that want to contact people. Open the window, Janet, please. Fly away, my friend. I won't need you anymore.
And in closing, I would like to say, oh, my friend, when all else is lost, remember the wonderful future still remains. Now when you see me on the street, come up and speak to me, for that is the only way that you and I can ever win our war against our loneliness, and may all your shattered dreams be mended by morning, and may success overtake you overnight. Good night, my dearest friend.